Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do another rant of the week, and this week we're going to yet again talk about Combiner Wars. So, and the reason why I'm doing this is because of, in case you guys have not heard, there is a new, they've just announced the first figure for BotCon 2016, which is April, I believe. And that being that. The Dawn of the Predicus. Figure number 1. Ravage. Using the breakdown mold. So, okay. I'm over the repaints. There's going to be a few figures that I'm going to be. I'm going to try and get as many as I can, but I'm skipping the BotCon stuff and the Transformer Collector Club stuff because I'm not going to spend that kind of money to get repaints of figures I already have. And I'm not saying repaints are bad. Not saying that in a long shot. What I'm saying is just, it's like, come on, guys. Are you freaking kidding me? Ravage never combined in Beast Wars, so I don't know where they're getting this. They're calling it Predicus. So my guess is it's going to be the Triperdicus Council. So we're probably going to get 3 other repaints from Combiner Wars as Cicadacon, Ramhorn, and who's the other one? Cicadacon, Ramhorn, C-Clamp. So we'll probably get those 3. Probably Cicadacon's probably going to be the Alpha Bravo mold. Cicadacon's probably going to be, I don't know, maybe, see, who did I say? Cicadacon? Maybe like, maybe like a Rook retool, and then Ramhorn would probably be off-road retool, and then the core bot's probably going to be like Magmatron, so probably Hotspot. But since the Hotspot retool's been used a few times since now and then, maybe they'll go with Motormaster. So that's my theory. Yeah, and we're gonna obviously get a bunch of other repaints at BotCon because that's what they do. And the Ravage is probably gonna end up being repainted white and called Tigertron. And I'm just so over this. I mean, just, okay, so first off, there's an issue with the mold. Here we have Breakdown. So when you transform Breakdown, you pull the arms down just a little bit, and then you pull this chest piece off, and it comes back, and it folds into the hood of the car. Now the head has to clear into there, so you have some issues with the head as is. So you got to rotate it around, to make sure that it fits in there properly and it clips into place. Okay, works great for this guy. The mold sucks to begin with, but the transformation, having to flip the head around, that's not an issue. But what is the issue is the fact that you've got this big giant cat head in place of the robot head. And that makes me sit there and go, well, that's not going to fit in there. So either they're going to have to retool this so that this post isn't there, or the head's going to be dinky tiny like the Rampage head from Beast Wars, or from the Transformers Collectors Club that was released, a couple years back now? So we're either going to have a dinky head or they'll have to retool this they're probably going to take the cheap way out and give it a dinky head. The head looks fine in the promo pictures, but I know from playing with the figure that that head won't fit inside this hood. The way the transformation works. So we're going to have to, they're either going to have to shrink it down or, like I said, retool the hood. Or they're going to cheap out and not do either, and then you're not going to have a way to transform it properly. Which, yeah, that sounds like a Hasbro thing to do. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that the mold degradation has been engineered out of these molds. Okay, that's a distinct possibility. But I have been noticing as I've been buying them, the more I buy, the more I notice that their quality control is getting worse. So either they're just really dropping the ball at quality control, or the mold degradation's still there. So from now on, I'm not going to call it mold degradation because that seems to be the bad word. I'm just going to say poor quality control. So just to keep you guys, just to keep people from not hating when I say mold degradation. It's the same thing, really. Quality control is one thing, actually, and mold degradation is a complete different thing. But everyone's saying, oh, well, that must just be your figure that does that. And it's like, okay, if it's my figure, and all right, then I guess it's just quality control. Either one's just as bad. So yeah, my issues there is, one, the tooling of the head, and two, the use of that same mold. In alternators, they had a Battle Ravage there that was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. And if you're going to use that, why not use the Trax mold from Generations? The Generations Trax mold was fine. And that looks, because the Trax was reused as Ravage, so for alternators. So why not use Generations Trax for a Battle Ravage for this line? I think that would have been perfect. Not perfect, because I'm kind of done with this, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I love me some Beast Wars, but this is not what I want. I would much prefer if they were to find hell, I'd buy the entire box set if they found the original Japanese version of Ravage from Beast Wars, which was the retool of Transmetal Cheetor, because that was never released in the U.S. So they're saying that they lost the mold, but maybe they can just retool a new mold or something and do that, because I think that would sell a lot better, because a lot of people missed out on that. And if you go look it up on eBay right now, the thing goes for like $200, and I have a hard time spending $200 on one deluxe. Now, if I was getting $200-300 for a box set of things like that, I'd be like, oh, yes. But anyway, bottom line is, I think they're doing the repaints and retools and repaints of the retools and retools of the retools. I think they're doing it way too much for the Combiner Wars. I'm not saying, like I said earlier, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do so many repaints and so many retools. What I'm saying is, it's too much in one go. Looking through like the original Generations line that had Straxus, and of course it had Seeker mold in there twice. War for Cybertron Prime and all of them. Those have all been repainted and retooled, some slightly retooled, but most of them just repaints and repaints and repaints. But those were done over the course of the past 5 years now? Even the original Seeker mold was released in 2007. They retired it this year, but that's still, 8 years to do all these repaints, as opposed to all the stuff that we're getting in Combiner Wars. Now, just so that I could say that I did research, I'm going to now read off all the original molds and then all the repaints and retools that have been announced or have already been released of all the figures from Combiners Wars line, just so you guys can see how bad it really is. Because, on the surface, you think, oh, well, they're just doing the same thing they always do. Repaints after repaints. And it's like, okay, that is true that they do a lot of repaints. It's given that they're going to do lots of repaints. But, like I said, the first wave came out in January of this year, I think. Around January of this year. Maybe December, January. Or maybe even February. Depends on where you get them from. But, so in 10 months, this is a lot. And by April of next year, that's going to be a year and 4 months. So 16 months to get this list. Alright, so, starting out. Alpha Bravo was then retooled slightly and repainted into blades. Then we get the United blades. Then we get Storm Clash and Skyburst. Those are both the Fembot combiners, because apparently they couldn't put a jet in there. They had to do 2 helicopters. Somebody's running water. Then there's Vortex, which, admittedly, that looks like what it should have been originally. And the blades, honestly, should have had these missiles tooled out of his arms, because I've never seen that rescue helicopter with missile pods. That's me. I think rather than just give him a new head, they should have retooled the arms too. They did it with the Storm Clash and Skyburst. Alright, moving on. Then there's Spinster, which is the TFCC. Alright, next mold. We got Firefly, who's then slightly retooled into Slingshot. Then there's the G2 Firefly and the G2 Slingshot. Then there's the United Firefly and Unite Slingshot. And then there's Needle Nose. And then there's Blast Off. Okay? Dragstrip. G2 Dragstrip. Mirage. Unite Dragstrip. Unite Mirage. Skydive. G2. Unite. Air Raid. Unite Air Raid. G2 Air Raid. Windsweeper. Again, that's TFCC. Dead End. This one gets crazy. Alright, so we got Dead End. G2 Dead End. Unite Warriors Dead End. Streetwise. Unite Streetwise. Prowl. Dust Up. Smokescreen. Wild Rider. G2 Wild Rider. Unite Wild Rider. And there's probably going to be a Silver Streak at some point. Wow. Breakdown. G2 Breakdown. Unite Breakdown. Sunstreaker. Jump Stream, which is from the Fembots. Wheeljack. And now Ravage. Off-Road. Ruckus, which is TFCC, I believe. First Aid. Unite First Aid. Ironhide. Trailbreaker. Because we all know First Aid, Ironhide, and Trailbreaker use the same mold. Back in G1. They are all the same character. Now, and my guess is that because we're getting Ironhide from that mold, we're probably going to see a Ratchet from that mold. Rook, retooled into Impactor for TFCC. Heavy, retooled into Swindle, who then gets retooled into Hound. Brawl, who has nothing yet. Groove, who's a Takara exclusive. Nothing there yet. Prime, the Optimus Prime. You got the Optimus Maximus, Motormaster, G2 Motormaster, Unite Motormaster, Grand Scourge, and Unite Prime. Silverbolt. You got G2 Silverbolt, Unite Silverbolt, Cyclonus, and Scattershot. Hotspot gets retooled into Onslaught, who gets retooled into Bludgeon for the TFCC, who gets retooled into Pyra Magna, who is from the Fembots. And then now we're also seeing a head sculpt coming out of Demolisher. So we're probably going to get Demolisher there. Which means we'll probably get some more Armada type characters. My guess is Alpha Bravo as Cyclonus, probably the Wheeljack as probably Breakdown because he hasn't been used that much. I'm sure that Dead End mold is it's pretty much dead. Maybe they can take the Groove and retool that into Sideways, and then who else? I'm not remembering my Armada very well. Oh, probably one of the Jets retooled into Thrust. And then we got Skylynx, who hasn't been retooled yet. Now this is not including, which is most likely going to happen at some point, a G2 Defensor, a G2 Bruticus, a Unite Bruticus, and then of course the other four, at least four more for the bot cons. My guess is you're going to get a total of 5 for the box set, like always. All going to be Combiner Wars repaint, and then you're going to get like the 2 or 3 2-packs that are going to come out that are going to be repaints of stuff from the box set, and then you'll have the custom figure and stuff like that too. That's page 1. Then we get to Legends. Okay, we got Bombshell, who gets retooled or repainted into Takara Bombshell. All right, I'm okay with this. Power Glide. All right. Then we get to Takara Power Glide. Okay. G2 Power Glide, because he's coming in the G2 box set. And then we get Viper. Okay. Thundercracker, who's already a repaint. He's already repainted from something of an older line. So you get Thundercracker, and then he gets repainted into Skywarp. Windcharger, again, repaint from another line. Blackjack, new mold, gets repainted into Rodimus. Then there's the G2 Blackjack. And then there's the Takara Runabout. Huffer, who's a retool of Generations Legends Optimus Prime, who gets repainted into Pipes. Groove, new mold. All right. Yeah, then he gets repainted into Wreck-Gar, because we all know Wreck-Gar is this big. Who then gets repainted into Rust Dust, who's now a Fembot, but without any retooling, it's just repaint. And then Takara's Override. Warpath, retool of Legends Megatron. Buzzsaw, what the fuck is that thing? Shockwave, new mold. But again, it's a Legends class Shockwave that are fitting in with the other Legends figures. No, that doesn't work. They're only doing that so that the Bruticus could hold it. They're following in suit with all the other third-party guys. And then Chop Shop, who is a repaint of Shrapnel. Instead of getting a kickback, we get Chop Shop. Alright, and now leader class. Okay, we got Megatron. Alright, good mold. Good figure. Then the car version. Alright. Then we get the Armada. And then the Takara Armada. Alright. So that's 4 out of that 1 leader class mold. Thundercracker, who's a retool of Jetfire, then repainted into Starscream, who then gets repainted into Skywarp. So we got 3 repaints right there with that Legend leader figure. And that's not including if Takara decides to paint theirs up too. Ultra Magnus. Alright. And then we get the Takara Ultra Magnus. Devastator, who then gets repainted into the San Diego Comic-Con one. And then that gets repainted and retooled into Takara one. So, grand total here. And this depends on how you want to look at Devastator. I'm calling it 1 mold. I'm not calling it 6 individual molds. It doesn't really matter for the overall. But overall, since Combiner Wars started, there have only been 23 molds. 23 molds altogether. Those 23 molds have been repainted and retooled 83 times. I want that to sink in for a second. Think about that. 23 molds repainted 83 times in 1 year. That's insane. And I'm not sitting here saying that, older lines, Generations was repainted a bunch of times, all that. But sometimes those Generations were repainted as the same character, so you have another opportunity to buy the figure. You know what I mean? 88 repaints. 88 repaints. That's what I have written here. 88. Oh, I was going off. 88 repaints. 23 molds? Yeah, 23 molds, 88 repaints. Out of 100 and... Let's see here. 111 characters so far. Only 23 have been new, unique molds. I mean, that's disgusting, is what that is. I'm not the best with percentages, but I think that's like 83% of this line has been repaints. There's just no words. I mean, like I said, the Generations line. Let's talk about like the classic Seeker. He's probably been repainted and retooled. So many times. But still, again, the first Seeker came out in 2007. That was 8 years ago. So yeah, he's been repainted and retooled and recolored so many times that they had to retire the mold. But that's still 8 years to do that. A lot of the Generations figures are going to be in the same boat as these. Repainted that many times. But never to this extreme that soon. I mean, hell, I'm blown away. I actually sat there and I started calculating, okay, this one was repainted this time. And I sat there and I looked at the final numbers and I was like, good Lord, that's a lot of repaints. I mean, seriously. Again, I'm not bashing the repaints. I'm just saying stretch it out a little bit. Let's get some new molds in here. Come on, let's get some fresh blood flowing through. But, yeah, they said that there's going to be Titan Wars next year, but I'm afraid that everything in Titan Wars, we might get a few new molds here and there, but I'm afraid a lot of them are going to just be repaints of the stuff that we already have, because Hasbro's sitting there thinking, well, they're buying them, so let's go ahead and make more. 88 times. In a year. Just think about that. They've released enough figures where you can almost buy a new figure every 4 days. Okay? Now think about that. If you're getting one new figure every 3 to 4 days, and 80% of those are going to be repaints of stuff you already have, you ain't going to be very happy. And even back in the Generations line, yeah, they had tons of repaints of all the characters and stuff like that. But every line pretty much every single line had a new mold for that wave. Every single wave had a new mold somewhere. It just... I just don't understand it. And there's so many people... Yeah, I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I saw so many people that said they were excited about that Ravage figure. Why would you be excited about that? That is, one, that's not Beast Wars, and two, that's not celebrating the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars like they say it is. No. If anything, they should They should just make some new Beast Wars toys. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Breakdown as a Beast Wars. I mean, God. I think they have gone way overboard here. Just way overboard. And it's not doing us any good for everyone to just keep buying this stuff. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's so bad. Hasbro has left me speechless. I mean, seriously, almost as bad as Games Workshop. Almost. Those guys suck ass. But, I mean, it's like when you buy a wave of figures, don't you expect to have something new and exciting? You know, doesn't that take a little bit of the excitement out? Sure, you know, some people are saying that, oh, well, we're getting the character that we weren't able to get back in the Universe line or the Classics line. Okay, that's fine. But let's be honest. If you open up a brand new wave of figures, you open up brand new, and it's all toys you already have, just in different colors, are you really that excited? Because I know I'm not. I got Wave 4 with all the Autobots. You know, the Sunstreaker, Mirage, Prowl, and Ironhide. And, well, you know, it's like, you know, if I sit there and distance myself from it, I could sit back and say, you know what? The Prowl's pretty good. I like that Prowl. But at the end of the day, let me show you. I'm just going to show you a quick example of what I have. Let's see here. I'm trying to find something here. Bear with me just a second. All right, there they are. Alright, so I get this Prowl, and it's like, alright, he's not that bad. I like him. But there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of the same mold already. 6 of the same mold already, and we're only on wave 4. 6. I mean, and I'm gonna have 7 because I'm gonna buy the Unite Warriors one because I want to look at that too, because I want to groove. You know, I mean, I'm just as bad as everybody else when it comes to buying these damn things. But that's where I'm different from a lot of other people that sit there and complain about Combiner Wars and sit there and say, oh, these things suck, I really hate these things, but they don't buy them. I buy them. I have a right to complain. You know, just like I didn't vote for Obama. I have a right to complain that he got elected. Different politics. Let's not talk politics here. But I did vote for him. But I bought these. I could complain about them. But then there's going to be the reverse side of people saying, well, you can't complain, or you shouldn't complain about them. You were the one that bought them. And it's like, well, you know, I bought them so I can review them, to be completely honest. If it wasn't for doing the reviews channel and being able to pull these toys out and be like, okay, this is what's wrong with these things, and have a little nerd rage on the internet, I would have skipped almost everything from Combiner Wars. I just would have skipped it all. I would have got Superion, I would have got Minosaur, and then I would have been horribly disappointed with Minosaur. Probably would have got the Defensor, and then skipped on Wave 4, got Bruticus and skipped the Fembots, got Bruticus and then skipped the next Autobot wave. because I think my money is more important to me to buy something a little bit higher standards, later on down the road, if I have to save, a little bit of money, and this is not me bashing on the Devastator, that's a whole different story for a whole different time, but at least with Devastator, he's a whole new mold. If you argue it's 6 new molds, okay, 6 new molds, I still say it's 1 because it really functions as a combiner and that's it. The individual bots are kind of garbage. Anyway, not trying to talk about Devastator. What I'm saying is at least he was new molds. He wasn't just repaints and rehashes of things we've seen over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Then there's no end in sight. I mean, if the TFCC is getting their hands on the molds and BotCon's doing them, this is going to go on for a long time. And then when they finally do come out with new molds, they're going to be like, hey, you know what? It worked the last time, so let's beat this dead horse too. It's like, okay, so a lot of people say, well, these are budget figures for people that are on budgets and stuff like that. Okay, I get that. But if you skip on, say, like, Wave 4, let's say Wave 4, you skip on Wave 4 because you don't want any of those things. You could then take that money and buy, like, a Masterpiece Prowl, and he's better than all 4 of those put together. In so many ways, he's better. I mean, even if you had the Optimus Maximus, and had the combiner, definitely Prowl's better than that. But you can buy a Masterpiece car. You're only getting 1 figure instead of 4, but you're getting 1 good figure. If you skip Wave 4 and you decide, oh, I want a Sunstreaker, you can find one on eBay for, around $30, $40, give or take. Let's take a look. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Alright, let's see here. Universe, Sun, Streaker. Come on. Yep, right there. Buy it now with free shipping. $39.99. Alright, so you skip 2 of Wave 4, put an extra $10 in there, and it depends on where you buy your figures. There, you got a brand new mint in box Sunstreaker that's infinitely better than the Combiner Wars one. How is that a better? How is getting him plus that piece of shit Ironhide worthwhile? How is getting the Mirage worthwhile? I mean, you could just skip the wave and instead buy 2 of the older ones. Yeah, you only get 2 figures in this case instead of the 4, but that's still a better buy. It is so much of a better buy. And then there's the cost. Okay, this is where I would sit here and say, well, Combiner Wars is bad, but at least it's not that bad. Is if the first figures were $15, give or take. If once they started doing the repaints, retools, and stuff like that, and getting really heavy into that, if those figures started dropping in price, because they already made their money back on that mold, that first wave. They wouldn't release a wave unless, a figure, unless they know they can break even and make some money off a mold. So now they're just reusing the same mold over and over and over again, and it's pretty much straight profit at this point. It would be bad business to release a figure saying, well, I know we're going to lose money here, but we're going to make more money on the repaint. No, they want to make their money now and worry about making more money later on down the road. So rather than the figures going cheaper, they're actually getting more expensive. So, Toys R Us and some Targets I've seen in my area, in store, I've seen it get this bad, where they're selling them for about $20, $21. So a $15 mold repainted becomes $21. How does that track? I mean, that figure's not worth... None of these guys is worth $21. Yeah, but at this point, I'd spend $21 if it was a new mold. I'd be so excited. I don't care what it is. Give me a Generations Bumblebee. I'll buy a Generations Bumblebee for $21 if I didn't have it. And I'd be at least... Well, at least it's a new figure. It's... You can't do both. You can't repaint everything and then make more money. You gotta drop the price there. You know, then it's fair. Then I would sit there and be like, oh well, okay. You know, it's like if I bet you those like the G2, because we haven't seen the prices on the G2 sets yet. I bet you they're gonna be about $90 or so. But you know, I'd be pleasantly surprised if they're 50 or under. You know, around $50. I would be like, hell yeah, there we go, Hasbro. Now you got the idea. Sell these things cheaper because you've already made your money back on these things. All you're doing is throwing a new coat of paint. But they shouldn't be charging more for this stuff because none of this is... 88 repaints in 1 year. 88 repaints in 1 year. Think about that. Just think about that for a while. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think this is getting over? Hell, I'm a Beast Wars guy, and I'm mad that they're doing a Beast Wars figure out of this. I'm mad. I'm not just disappointed. I'm not just, you know, like, I don't want to see that. I am mad. I mean, hell, I've got a Predacon logo tattooed to my arm. That's how much of a Beast Wars guy I am. And I'm mad that they're making a new Beast Wars figure because they're using a freaking breakdown mold. The worst mold of the year. I mean, seriously, breakdown is a short runner for worst mold of the year for me. This thing is garbage. The Unite one looks okay. It looks better than the Hasbro one, but the mold is still trash. And it's not going to get better. The Sunstreaker's bad. It just... So what do you guys think? I mean, you know, what are your thoughts and opinions on this? And just to let you know, this is my last rant of the week for a couple weeks because not this weekend, or not this coming weekend, but the weekend afterwards I'll be at TFCon. So I won't be able to do a rant of the week next Sunday, a week from today, because I won't do the follow-up video on the Saturday like I usually do, because I'll be at TFCon. So I'm going to do this rant of the week. I'll answer it this Friday. We'll get reviews all the way up till Wednesday. I'm going to try for Thursday too, but it might just end up being 2 on Wednesday. And then I'm going to be at TFCon, because I'm driving to TFCon. It's like a 25-hour drive. I'm looking forward to it, actually. I mean, I'm not looking forward to sitting in the car 24 hours. But, you know, I'm hanging out with my buddy, and we're going to be, you know, listening to some metal and jamming out the whole way. So that's going to be fun. You know, road trips are fun. If you make them fun, road trips are fun. But we're going to drive there. We're leaving late Wednesday night. Get there, or actually, I guess technically really super early Thursday morning. So we're going to get there early morning Friday, be able to check into the hotel. I'm not staying at the same hotel as everybody else. I'm staying about a mile away because I have a friends and family discount from my chain, because we have a sister property there. It's like less than a mile away, and so I'm paying $25 a night. So it's like $25 a night or $150 at the actual convention hotel. I'm going with the $25 a night. So anyway, so I'm going to be staying there, checking there, get some rest, show up at the convention Friday night, hang out there. I've never been to a convention, so I'm actually really excited. And then go there Saturday. I was looking for a schedule. I don't know what the schedule is. And And then again, I don't know about Sunday. I'll probably depends on when they open the doors on Sunday. I was hearing that it doesn't open till 6 or something like that, 6 p.m. And I was like, I might just jet out before Sunday. But we'll see how that plays out when we get there. Maybe leave Sunday morning or something. Because, long drive back. But yeah, I'm going to definitely be there all day Saturday and the evening of Friday. So if anybody out there, and I'm going to do another video of this, later on in the week too, but if anybody out there is going to go to TFCon, definitely look me up. I'm going to be wandering around. I don't have like a booth or anything. I'm just going to be wandering around like everybody else. And probably with this look on my face, look at all the toys. I'm going to be having a blast. So definitely look for me. Hit me up. I doubt I'm going to be bringing the camera. I might bring a camera, but I haven't decided yet on that, just because of the fact that, like I said, it's my first convention, so I kind of want to just take it all in. Just be like, and this is also my first vacation in like 7 years. So I just kind of want to take it all in and just relax and enjoy myself. I might bring the camera and just do updates here and there. I probably am gonna get lost in the moment, so don't count on it. So yeah, just like I said, if you're there, look for me. I'll be around. Just I'm not that hard to miss, or I'm not that easy to miss. I'm hard to miss. Yeah, there you go. I'm hard to miss. Yeah, I think so. And I'll be with Tommy, so big guy. He's gonna have like the studs and spikes and stuff like that. You can't miss us. We'll be the death metal guys at the show. Yeah, I think that's it.